you doing? Good, good, yes.
Hey, hello, sir. How are you? Everything good? Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Hey, Robbie, how are you?
Oh God. Been dealing with some family and work.
Oh, sorry.
It's like I missed it, so.
It's okay. You can still put on your sign, it just won't be on the ballot.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
I think it's fine, right?
Mm-hmm. It just won't be on the ballot.
It's okay then.
Yeah.
Thank you though, Pablo.
Oh, you're welcome.
I was about to do it, and then I got diverted. I was like 3 hours of diversion.
That's okay.
Gone.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Deb.
Good. So is your daughter all moved in?
No, I move her Saturday.
Oh, Saturday, okay.
Yeah. This is gonna be.
Yeah, this was a good, I read this. This
Yep.
is a really good answer.
Yep.
I'm with them.
Me too.
Oh, I didn't see mine.
So I sent you an email. I had a meeting with Wayne and Chris regarding ceremonies.
Okay.
This is the emails that we got. Did you see all these emails?
No, I
Just
didn't.
like 4 or 5.
Okay.
How's the next reps out? Right?
Oh, this is pretty nice looking.
Yeah.
He's got some talent.
Absolutely. How can we use it? With some belts.
Good.
Everything good?
I think I saw that before when we were talking about it, so.
Yeah, that was
This
before
one
that.
again,
I just
90%.
wanted to
This
meet
one
with them to-
getting there,
Yeah.
80.
Is that a compression floor?
Yeah. Stopped up and swelling. I took it off.
Did it?
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing?
There's no phone in the
Yeah.
conference.
Hey, Nisha.
So if you want to call him after
Good.
we
How are
come
you?
out, or just at that point, no bother.
Good.
You can tell him there's no.
Yeah.
I am, there's no phone, there's no phone for a call. I want you to call. Okay. When we come in. Okay.
I don't know though. In my house, you could see your breath. It's cold in my house. I love it. My husband must be getting old. He says he's cold.
Yeah.
So I did what my mother said. Put a sweater on.
Oh. I love that whole, every time you start a meeting with this color. Did you see that? Book cover?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
It's like
It's usually that bag.
someone takes a picture of it and puts it online. Around.
I'll tell us mine. That's right. That's right.
This is the baby. Yeah, mine is, oh, that's the baby fig tree. This is just a baby. No, one's right there. The one that we almost split. The other parts of it is coming from, it's coming up.
Like I said to you, I don't think they could even do what they did.
Burlap.
Whatever.
Burlap. Now it's in a pot.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna have to use that one in, but the one that's on the ground, mulch it, and then come see me, and then you just burlap it and tie thing. Yes. Okay, and I'll have to show you how we do it, because you know why? We have a banana tree that comes back every year, so then we put like kind of sticks in the ground, put the burlap around it, and fill it with mulch.
Yep.
Burlap.
Yep. Yeah. No, you gotta go with the
Burlap, it's like
recommendation of
brown.
the police.
Like a potato
I mean,
sack.
it's a shame, but
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
It is.
yes, 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 yeah, yes, yeah. When you come over, I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
Okay? All right.
So when do we finish?
The end of October.
End of October.
Yes, just to give it a head start.
Lay down
Like
the garage.
around the last week of Halloween and all that. Okay? Yes.
Fit this apartment.
Okay.
There's no garage.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I like some of your pictures.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Every single.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, this must be mine.
Okay, good. Yeah.
All right.
Executive session?
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Alicia, roll call.
Mr. Chopra is absent. Ms. Siakio?
Here.
Mr. English?
Here.
Mr. Patney?
Here.
Ms. Blakely?
Here.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under the Open Public Meetings Act, specifying the time and place, with such notices being sent to the Trenton Times and the Trentonian and being posted on the Municipal Building Public Notice Bulletin Board and Township website.
May I have a motion on the resolution to enter into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Alicia, roll call.
Ms. Siakio?
Yes.
Mr. English?
Yes.
Mr. Patney?
Yes.
Ms. Blakely?
Yes.
Motion carries.
So we're going to go into an executive session, and we'll reconvene the meeting once we finish. Good, thanks. Hello. Good, how you doing? Good. I know it's cold. Does it, can we move it or no? I don't even know. Can we move the temperature? I don't even know. We can? No. I don't think we can. Yeah, I know, it's chilly in here. It's damp. Yeah, I know, it's cold. It's cold. Good you have the jacket.
I never, you never know. I said to myself, I'm gonna bring it because if it's windy,
Yeah,
I
it
can
gets.
just take it back around.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, hey, good. How you doing, Debbie? Hey, now.
Hey, Deb.
Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I heard it in the meeting. Yep.
Deb, can I call on it real quick?
Of course, yeah.
Hello? Hi, Amit, you're on speakerphone. We haven't started yet. You're welcome.
May I have a motion to recess the meeting and go, recess the meeting? We did that already, right? Okay.
Yep, you just need a motion to resume.
Can I have a motion to resume the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
You can do an all in favor on that one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for your patience. May I have a motion to approve the regular meeting and executive session meetings of July 30th, 2026?
Make a motion.
Second?
Any discussion? Alicia, roll call?
Mr. Chopra?
Yes.
Mr. Chopra is participating via telephone conference. Ms. Diacchio?
Yes.
Mr. English?
Yes.
Mr. Patton?
Yes.
Ms. Blakely?
Yes.
Motion carried.
We're going to jump into reports of council members. Amit?
I'm sorry, I'm not able to attend in person today, but I'll have my report from you next time. Thank you.
Okay, Chris?
No report at this time.
Ravi?
Nothing to report this time?
Hal?
Yes.
Oh, wow. All right, I just have one small thing. Our library has a new service. Patrons can now schedule an appointment with the library social worker. So appointments and links can be made at the library website. It's been listed on our Facebook page. There's information on our township website if you go under library. So a social worker can help you find many different things throughout the county, whether you need housing, food, just different services. I think it's a great addition to the programs that we already offer. Okay. Reports of the mayor administration.
Good evening. The only thing I have tonight, I think many of you heard that Dr. Pizzo is resigning, I think as of today, for our school district. So I had a discussion with him he actually called me late Monday evening to let me know. Had a good discussion, and, I wished him well as he embarks on a new journey closer to home. And, I thanked him for his service to our school district. So next morning I reached out to Christy Fazio, who's going to be serving as the acting superintendent, and I wished her well and offered my support and, behind her. And I think in the time being, as the Board of Ed, they're going to have to put a search out for new superintendent and to try to get things reorganized over there. I think she'll be a steady hand at the district. She's experienced. She's been involved in administration for a long time over there. Was very involved in decisions on the operational end. So throughout this school year, I think we're in good hands with Ms. DeFazio, leading our school district. And I said that, I had a standing meeting once a month with Dr. Pizzo and, encouraged her if she had the time, once she kind of got her settled a little bit, I'd like to continue that and keep the open dialogue with our school district going forward. So she wrote back and embraced that, and we're going to be setting up ongoing meetings as well. So
Awesome. Thank you for that.
that's all I have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. We're going to jump into public comment. Anyone wishing to make any comments, please step forward and state your name and address for the record. The council will use this public comment period as an opportunity to listen to residents' concerns, but not to debate issues or to enter into a question and answer session. Issues raised by members of the public may require review and/or further investigation prior to responding. All comments will be considered and are always welcome.
Hello, Anthony Caciotti, Cacciotti, owner of 26 Main Street. I'm here tonight to introduce council to a possible ordinance we'd like to see put into place regarding unlicensed contractor enforcement. I'll be happy to share our 3 packages after the meeting or even tomorrow when I come in. I have to do my fun thing, pay some taxes tomorrow. So I'd be happy to give them to clerk and make copies of them so you could take a look at them. But just a brief summary of what the unlicensed contractor enforcement is. Matter of fact, Mayor, you should be hearing about this from lobbying group PPAG at your Mayor's Association meetings. It's something really going across the state. Multiple licensed trade contractors associations are starting to present to their local councils the possibility of an enforcement ordinance that mirrors the state law currently. Quick summary would be if an unlicensed contractor comes into anyone's home in the residential service business and does any work and receives payment, they are in violation of the state law. Any plumber, electrician, HVAC, alarm company, fire suppression, lawn irrigation, locksmith. There's probably 525 licenses up in Newark that the boards oversee. The reason why this ordinance is being introduced to councils because multiple reasons. One, it will bring revenue into the town instead of into the state itself. It actually is activity that already takes place in town that multiple ordinances do enforce, like lawn growth and possible unsafe structures, parking vehicles in the wrong spots, so on and so forth. This ordinance is also part of a movement to protect residents from the unlicensed trades. A lot of residents, homeowners, are not aware of what type of trades need to be licensed. Because of the home improvement contractor registration, a home improvement contractor could come in who is not legally licensed but say that they're licensed based on the credentials that the state gives them. It makes it very false to easily make the mistake of a contractor being licensed. So a home improvement contractor cannot do plumbing, cannot do electric, cannot do heating, ventilation, air conditioning. It also allows the town to impose the heavy fines on the individual or company in the infraction, as well as impound their car and seize their tools. Those things can go to auction, so there's more revenue to be made. It's a very strict enforcement ordinance. It definitely mirrors the state law, but it gives a lot more bite for the towns to protect their residents. So if anybody has any questions now, I'd be happy to answer them. If not, again, I'll come in tomorrow and I'd be happy to give the enforcement summary sheet, the actual enforcement, the ordinance we've written for you, and some typical municipality questions regarding the law if an ordinance can mirror state law, and it can.
Yeah, you can just drop that off at our clerk's office tomorrow, and she can send that to us.
That'd be great.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Second thing, if you don't mind, same name, same address. Do I need to repeat that?
No.
On June 25th, I was not able to be here for the council meeting, and I did request something to be read off the record through clerk. I'm not sure if it was or was not. I couldn't find it in the minutes, but I was asked to pay a CCO fine of $75 for a property I own also on Main Street, and I requested that fine to be waived. I did pay the fee, and I did not hear anything back since June, so I'm not really sure what the process is to hear back if I was approved or denied.
We can get back to you about that.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ostap Krupa. I reside at 23 Abbey Court in Robbinsville. Mayor, members of councils, how are you? I don't know if you remember me from the 2 meetings ago. I came here on a traffic. You guys were amending a Chapter 7 traffic ordinance for Sharon Muse community development over there for no parking between Sharon Road and Abbey Court. And unfortunately, after that, I was supposed to get back to you, but we had some family matter that I had to travel for, as well as planned vacation since it was summertime, and I wasn't able to contact you or do anything about it. And I know that ordinance or amended ordinance came into last meeting, which I wasn't here as well because I was traveling, and I'm not sure what was the outcome on that. Did you guys vote yes or no for it? But when we came back in the middle of July, I actually went to my fellow neighbors and residents that live at Abbey Court, and there were most of them didn't know that there was an effect, no parking in that zone. And then I don't know if you received a few emails for
Yes,
the last
we
couple
did.
of days as well, and we would like to somehow make a resolution about this parking, because we are restricted with parking at Abbey Court and even a Heritage Court, and people do park on that side as well. There was obviously some issues that people parked there, and it made congestion and made eyesight not really well, but maybe there is a compromise to that. I don't know if you've seen the map that we drew
We did.
a while. So I went to every resident, and most of the residents at Abbey Court, they had no idea that this ordinance was in place, and we are expressing our concern about the limited parking we have at Abbey Court. And is there a way that we can resolve that somehow, or maybe make those adjustments on those, so those 4 parking spaces are very crucial for Abbey Court and Heritage Court. How can we go about it, or how do we make this?
So we tabled it to do more research, and
Okay.
We did speak to our engineers, community development, also the police. Many of us took drives through there, and I noticed how trying to turn, though the cars parked there obstructed the views. There were some work vans there, they obstructed views. So we had discussions about that, and then we sent the police back out again. And, they wrote out a whole thing about, the safety issues.
Okay.
Because of how the street's not wide enough with cars there, people turning on, pedestrians walking or bike riding. So based on what our engineers are saying in the safety with the police, we did pass that ordinance to keep no parking there. We did see your emails, and again, I met with them, and setting those designated parking spots, I think that causes a lot of different issues as well, because are you going to designate them for certain residents? There was a lot of questions there. So the police just said that they stand with the ordinance. So I know it's hard, but you can always park on Sharon Road. There's parts of Sharon, right, that people can park on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you park on Sharon Roads, there's also when they make a turn, it also blocks their view in the way. Okay, I mean, 40 years, there was no issues until the last couple of years. I've been there for 10 years. There was no issues. It's just those few years that somebody was parking where we marked it with the black spots. That what really became so. But we remarked the black spots for potential closure of that corner. I mean, if somebody parks there again, it's still going to cause issues, and you didn't have that ordinance no parking ordinance on that part of it. Because if somebody parks there anyway, somebody's coming down from Sharon Road onto Sharon Muse, you still can't see oncoming traffic from over there.
When you're turning onto Sharon, you mean?
No, if you're coming from the Sharon Road, going down Sharon Muse and going by Abbey Court, and the road twists is that way. So if somebody parks there, that causes even more issues than this.
Well, we can certainly go out and look at the rest of.
Could you please, if you could?
But but the ordinance stands. We're not going to change that ordinance.
Even if we have the neighbors.
Abbey's private.
What was that?
Abbey is a private road, isn't it?
Yeah, Abbey's owned by the HOA.
Yeah,
Oh,
Abbey
it
Road,
is.
we have no authority over Abbey Road.
No, I understand that. Okay. Also, I wanted to talk about the just real quick, bring up the issue of school busing. Abbey Court and Heritage Court, last year we got an email from the school that our kids are going to be picked up with no problem, by the bus. And then a couple of weeks later, they send us another email. Well, we apologize, but your son is going to the high school, and unfortunately, you live too far away because of the budget cuts and stuff like that. So we're not going to bus. I understand that. The only problem is now that Heritage Court and Abbey Court is from doorstep to my place. School said that it was 2.45 miles, and it needed to be more than 2.5 miles. So 2.45, so it's 0.05 of a mile. So not half a mile, 0.05 a mile, too far away. So the rest of the courts, out of 10 courts, the only 2 courts are not going to get bused is just those 2 courts, Heritage, because it's literally 0.05 of a mile, which those rules are strict. We understand that. It is what it is. It's just like if he had to walk to high school from cross 130, there is no really an easy way to get across and walk all the way up to the high school. You would have to go through the Dunkin' Donuts, across the new park, the golf course, through Dunkin' Donuts, through the crosswalks, through whole town center, and all the way up. So we contacted the bus company. They gave us an option, like $1,200 or $1,300 option for to pay for if you want your son to be bused. So the only problem is they only give us 1 week to make a decision, and which is really was a short time. It was at the end of the school year. We have graduations back and forth and this and that, so we didn't have had a chance to even talk about it. Eventually, we talked about it. So let's say we have to bus them because we have no options. It's really tight schedules, with the school activities and sports activities. So we contacted the bus company, and they said, no, unfortunately, we give you a 1 week deadline, so we can't make any more exceptions. Is there a way that we can contact them again, and then or somehow? 1 week, just it's a $1,300 decision that on top of the taxes that we pay, almost $10,000. It's like another $1,300.
Totally understand you.
Which,
yep.
We made peace with it. We want to pay for it. The only option we can't even. They won't even accept us anymore.
So unfortunately, the school district handles all of that. So we wouldn't even be able to make a decision on that.
Okay.
What I suggest is that you contact one of the members of the Board of Education.
Okay.
You can go on the school website and then look under Board of Education, scroll down. You can get in touch with them, tell them your dilemma.
Okay.
I don't know when the next school board meeting is.
I think it's next Thursday.
Next Thursday, but then, so you can go to the school board meeting, but I would contact one of them immediately tonight when you go home and just tell them your dilemma and see if there's any exception to the rule. But unfortunately, we understand all the residents' concerns about the busing. Unfortunately, we have nothing to do with that, so I apologize.
No worries. It was just in 1 week to make a decision, and we had no time to even
Understood. Yep.
to discuss it.
You could try the transportation coordinator. She's listed on the school website.
Is it Tammy still?
Yeah, Tammy.
Yeah.
But I would call her tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Talk to her.
Well, thank you so much. And then, thank you.
And I can certainly send you the email from the police, how
Okay.
we decided about that.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Mayor Todd, council members. My name's Anna Maria Georgousis. I live at 197 Robbinsville, Edinburgh Road. I'm standing here tonight because the elimination of the courtesy busing has left my family without safe options. My 2 children are now expected to walk on Edinburgh Road on a narrow shoulder. The exact road where Superintendent Dr. Mayer, as you know, was struck and killed. 10 years after the tragedy, there's still no continuous sidewalks on this road. I followed the school district's chain of command to report this emergency. This morning, I received a response from Transportation Supervisor Tammy Arnwine. After several emails, I got a response that I want the council to hear exactly how the school district views our children's safety. And she wrote, I quote, "New Jersey school districts are not required to provide transportation to students who are considered courtesy riders, even when hazardous conditions may exist along the walking route." She then told me because I didn't gamble $1,000 on a non-refundable bus subscription that didn't guarantee a front-of-house pickup, I'm entirely on my own. The school district has completely failed us, but the school district does not control our streets, our traffic enforcement, or our sidewalk infrastructure. Through the police traffic sergeant, who's been the only official to show any genuine concern, and who I appreciate, I learned that the town has requested a speed limit reduction from the county on this road and is working toward applying for sidewalk grants. But a grant is a long-term maybe, and school starts in exactly 2 weeks on September 3rd. The road was recently repaved, which is a great improvement, but it has turned into a racetrack smooth invitation for vehicles to fly well past the 45-mile-per-hour speed limit. My children, and no child should actually walk on a hazardous shoulder while the town and county analyze data. Because the school district claims their hands are tied, the safety of our children now rests entirely on this municipality. I urge the council to use its emergency powers to authorize a temporary shuttle bus or partner with the school board for a shared services agreement to transport the children along Robbinsville Edinburgh Road before school opens on September 3rd. Nobody should be walking along this road, especially not our children, and they are counting on your leadership to protect them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. Kim Johnson, 17 North Main Street, Windsor, New Jersey. I just have a few concerns. I haven't written a whole thing out. I'm just going to go one by one. My first item is the property between ours at 11 North Main Street and Amarone's. They have a lawn now growing, which is very nice, but then right between our properties is like 3 feet of weeds growing up, and I could weed whack it, but the ground is uneven, and I'm still not sure that it's settled. So
Kim,
I
is
don't
that
want
where the wall was?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that should probably be addressed. And then the second thing with regard to that was I want to take you guys up on your offer to put the fence up between the two properties at some point soon, hopefully. That's the second thing. The third thing is that on Sunday mornings, the Amarone parking lot, now, is that fully purchased by the township yet?
Yes.
Okay. So my suggestion would be to get lines painted for parking spaces. If you go out there on Sunday morning, no one knows how to park. And there's like ridiculous gaps, so then they wind up taking up street parking where the people who live in the village need to park their cars. So I'd appreciate if you guys could look into possibly doing that. This way I'll make it easier and, very clear where you should be parking and go from there. My next item is the property next to the house that I live in, 23 North Main Street, sold the end of May. The people who live there moved to PA. The husband passed away unexpectedly, and she just wanted to sell the house. So one problem is it started out being sold for $650, and it wound up selling for $480. The problem with it is that there are two separate deeds. It's two lots, separate lots. And the one fully abuts my property. My understanding at this point is that it's about only 5 feet shy of what it needs to be a buildable lot at some point. I'm not sure if it's the length or the width. When the property sold, Laura Knight, who owned it, put on the Windsor page, it's an older couple. They bought it because their grandchildren live in the town and they like the pool and da-da-da-da-da. Well, no one's been there, no one's been there, no one's been there. I found out one of my fellow neighbors, his son has been mowing the lawn for them, and he probably did 3 mows and was probably about 2 months before the child got paid the money to have the mowing done. But this gentleman supposedly is the son of the people who are supposed to be in the house. Well, now all of a sudden, the house is being rented, and my understanding is that he is looking to sell off the other piece of property or do something with it. So we have a similar situation as we have now down at 9 South Main Street, where the person bought it under one pretense and came back and wanted to do something else with it. Basically, we have speculators coming into the village of Windsor who could care less about the fact that it's a historic village, and just looking to change the face of the village, the way it's laid out, and everything else. And I just want to bring it to your attention, and I will fight this tooth and nail. I just don't know what they'll be allowed to get, but my experience, there are certain entities that seem to get whatever variances they need to do things. When the gas station on the corner opened, they had 21 variances and got 17 out of the 21, something like that. It was ridiculous. There's no way it should have been put there. I don't want to see that happening here. And I don't know what we can do about it, but I'd like to bring it to your attention, and then we have to go from there. And then the last thing I have to say is just something really silly and stupid. So I got my tax bill. I just want to make a comment about the little yellow stickers. How many of us actually use a calendar that you have to put a sticker on to remind you to do something anyway? These days, just to me, sounded like, oh, we have budgets and everything else. This was a stupid budget line item. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Nushin Kanani, Robbinsville. I have a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. First of all, I wanted to the introduction of pilot on Ordinance A. I have a lot of questions about that pilot, and I would like to talk to you guys about it, and if you can explain it. And I did print, and I did read, and I did highlight whatever was written, and thank you very much, Alicia, for this. And then, but again, I did a pilot, and the reason that I'm bringing it up is throughout this past year, I had lots of conversation with Dr. Pizzo. And one of the conversation was about the pilot and the budget, and what the pilot does to the budget, and what did Amazon did for the schools, and all that money, and all that conversation that you all are very much aware of what was happening, and the back and forths. So then he said, and if I know that I'm not mistaken, that on the last meeting that we had with him 2 weeks ago on that Tuesday, I brought it up again, and he said that how the pilot was used to be running, and now the thing is that he had a conversation with you, and he said that from now on, the schools and what they get is not only going to be on the pilot, that only they are going to get paid on the empty lot. Is going to be actually for whatever that building is going to be, they are going to get the big share. So my question to you is, what is this pilot that is the ordinances in here? What is the decision behind it? Because I did have the conversation in Board of Education and with Dr. Pizzo specifically about the pilots and that whatever is coming to our township, because he did explain it to a few of us that was there, that the pilot that was happening there, the school did get money, but the money that the schools got was on that empty lot, the money that they would get, not for whatever that it got built and the price that it would have been.
I can explain that when the council president asked me to. Yeah. No, when the council president asked.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought he's going to do it now. Okay, so that is my first question, because this is going to be a very, very sore subject, especially that Dr. Pizzo and what he said, it is on the record, because this is what he said. The next thing that I wanted to ask you guys about that, I remember a couple of times ago, I don't remember exactly when, I did come and ask about the SROs and the salary and the money that we are giving. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't I hear that you guys said that you guys are now going to pay completely for the SROs and the schools don't have to? Because when I brought it to Dr. Pizzo's, and because I was talking about the budgets with him, and I said now that the township said that they are going to pay for the SRO, so what are you doing with that money? How are you putting it into work for the schools now? And he said, who told you that they are going to be paying for it? They are not, and they are only paying for 2/3 of one SRO. So what I felt was like, again, here I am hearing something, going back and getting a question answers. So I do not want to go the back and forth. And this is only my own question. I'm not even talking about any other residents or anybody else. I need to know right out, because I know you guys answer right away, or if you will get back. And the same thing, I want the same transparency with them, because this is the money that it is coming out of my pocket, and I need to know where it goes. And I kept on telling them, you don't want me to ask questions about it. You don't want me to do anything about it. Don't charge me. Leave my house out of it, and you will never see my face. But while you see my face, I'm going to bring the questions, because we need to know. So the SROs, I have the SROs about the question, the pilot that he did talk about, and I think the next question would be the resolution H, which I think it has something to do with this, or if I'm mistaken, because the resolution H is supposed to be about this, or am I mistaken, because it didn't make sense?
No, that's not.
I can answer that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, because now we are only having one public comment, if you guys pass, or if I have question, how do I ask you questions about it while you guys are all in here and we are all face to face and we can talk to each other?
So, Nushin, this is a public comment section, and I have explained that to you before. So if you have questions that go on beyond your comment, you can email us. We always get back to you about everything. We're not going to have discussions back and forth.
Okay.
Okay?
The only thing is that is fine, I understand that, but the only thing is, when you answer me, you're answering me. But my question is a lot of other people who cannot.
That's exactly why the best thing to do is do email, because it's in writing and it's exactly the information that we find out, and it's exactly the truth. So I would rather have correspondences with you via email and answer these via email. So you have the exact facts. This back and forth is not beneficial for anyone.
Okay. So do I have the permission then take those emails and show it to other people and share it?
Public records.
Yeah.
It's public record.
Absolutely.
Then it would become a public record. So
Anybody can Oprah them. You can share them. They are public records.
Okay.
So I would rather you do that, Paul. We can write an email to her regarding all of this.
Sure.
So the facts are correct.
Absolutely.
And then you could forward it to whoever you want.
Okay, because, this is, again, I was told to, you have the time to go Now they were very happy that they can see, and they were hoping that now that I bring it up, you were able to put some things into perspective. But now if it is not going to happen, so then it has to be a way out, because obviously you don't want to have like 200 people standing here to ask you the same question.
We don't mind that. If 200
know?
people want to come, they can come.
I
Yes.
know, but think about it.
No, we're here. Paul, if you want to address those now or
Sure.
email,
Sure. I mean,
yeah, we're going to close out.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Of course, yes, yes. Yeah, no, I meant, I'm not closing it out. Keep coming up, yes.
This girl over here.
Yeah, she's been actually waiting. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nirupama Parmar, and I live on number 4 Newtown Boulevard. Today, I am here to raise concern about school bus stop safety during winter time, especially houses near the bus stop and along that way, which are not clearing their walkways during winter time. At the beginning of, as this is beginning of the school year, I thought to bring this to this meeting. My daughter's bus stop is at the intersection of Garden Place and Newtown Boulevard at the house number 24 Newtown Boulevard. This was last year. So for this year, bus passes are not issued yet, but I am assuming that it's going to be the same. This is 2 blocks walking from my home. There are 20 houses along that way, 10 on each side. Last winter, we had 2 to 3 snowstorms that dropped about 2 feet of snow. During those storms, the resident at the house number 20, 21, 22, and 23, right at the bus stop, did not clear the snow or apply salt. As a result, kids were forced to stand in the road to wait for the bus. In fact, the snow plowed from the intersection was dumped directly onto the spots where kids wait for the bus. This wasn't one-time issue. It happened nearly every week that winter, as last winter was pretty harsh, as everybody knows. My daughter has told me she can't even use the walkway because many residents along that stretch don't clean the snow, and overnight it turns to black ice. I think we can all agree that black ice is dangerous to walk on. And when one resident doesn't clean that snow, it encourages neighbors that it's okay, no one is watching, noticing, because no one is enforcing it. To my understanding, township did have snow removal ordinance in place during those storms. So my question is, what can be done to hold residents accountable for cleaning snow near the bus stops and walkways? This isn't just about walk to the bus stop, it is same unsafe walk back home. Newtown Boulevard is two-way street, and the residents on both sides are failing to clear snow and apply salt. It is not just about snow. If you look at the houses, the same houses 20, 21, 22, and 23, they don't even cut their grasses and trim the trees. So my request to Mayor Todd and council member is to take action, make sure kids can go to the bus stop safely in the winter, and hold residents accountable for cleaning the snow and applying salt, so every walker, especially children, can feel safe. There is no enforcement of cleaning walkways during winter and snow time, and some residents are not taking safety of pedestrians seriously. Thank you for your time.
Can you just write down your name? Did you write it down, your name
No.
for us? Thank you. Could you do that, please?
And your address.
Yeah, and your address.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
I have time. Okay, hi, I'm Gunda Magasa, 127 Cromwell Drive. So,
Can you just write down your name and your address as well?
like right now?
Yeah, you. Okay.
We will do that. So,
What was your address again? I'm sorry.
127 Cromwell Drive.
Thank you.
All right. So as we know, the school district is unable to just increase their budget without coming to us as a community and asking for increases. The town can, though, right? So whenever you all look at your budget, if there's a need to increase, you're able to do that freely. I'm a little concerned about the pilot program. I only know so much, but 5 years, while it seems like it's a short time period, for our students and for our community, it's a long time not to have proper taxes flowing into the school district. So my understanding is there's a payment that's made. There's no guarantee that that payment will go towards the school district. There's no guarantee that a certain percentage will go towards the school district. And so we know this district needs money. The kids are phenomenal. The teachers are phenomenal. We're still testing well, but I don't know how long that is sustainable with the budget that we have, right? It's a structural deficit issue. No matter how many ways we talk about it, it's not enough to convince the majority of the town to say yes to any sort of budget increase for the schools. So looking at this pilot, I would really, really strongly suggest that the answer is no, that we go through whatever traditional tax mechanisms are available for businesses to ensure that the school district gets its fair share of funding, and that it's really based on the improved value of that land versus what it was valued at before improvements were made. So that's my ask. I don't know what you all are going to talk about later, and we don't have a second public comment, but please just consider it. 5 years is a long time. In 5 years, my son will be in, how old will he be? He'll be in high school, right? I mean, in the blink of an eye, that will pass. So that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, on seeing no one else approach, may I have a motion to close this public participation session?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Do you want to address some questions, some
Yeah, I
things
go
now?
first, or if you
Yeah.
want to. It's up to you.
Paul, why don't you just quickly talk about the pilots and that the school district does still get percentage, 54%, I believe it is.
There's two parts of your tax bill, real simple. The land value and the improvement value. The pilot is on the approved value, and the land value remains, the land tax remains in place. So whatever that land value is, or that land tax is in this case, it would be $13,184. Still gets divided amongst the county, the town, the school district, open space, library, the whole pie chart that is outside of tax, the tax code. It is the pilot portion itself, or the improved portion itself, that gets a abatement. In this case, based off of the 2025 tax year, it would be a tax of $65,000 if it was to be taxed. A short-term tax abatement is a 5-year tax abatement where statutorily it is 0, 20, 40, 60, 80% of the underlying taxes. Those are the statutory minimums. So in year 1 it is 0, it is always 0. That cannot be negotiated. Year 2 through 5 is 20, 40, 60, 80% of the underlying, of what the underlying taxes would be. You can negotiate up from that, and we have. So that is what the short-term pilot is on, is the improved value only. The land value, or the land tax, still gets paid in full, 100%, and divided amongst all of the taxable agencies of the county.
So it's just the improvements
Just the improvement.
is the pilot. Okay.
So,
And-
and pilots are, you look at them a couple different ways, right? It's a double-edged sword sometimes, but at the same time, and many times, if we don't offer a pilot, the businesses do not come, right? The types of properties we do consider pilots on, we don't always approve them, we don't always offer them, or property that's usually vacant. It's blighted property if you talk about planning terms as far as MLUL. I know in some instances, I'll give you an example. There was a piece of property that was, I think, only taxed about $7,000, period. The property has a pilot. It instantly, and the 7,000 was towards the school only. It was a study that I was doing. And it jumped, I think, almost 20,000 just in the increased land value going to the school district. If that business didn't have a pilot, didn't come, there would be no increase, period. In the past, Robbinsville has looked at pilots to bring large businesses in. Amazon was most notably one of them. Was that a 20 or a 30?
That was a long term.
Yeah, that was a long term. Since then, more recently, we're backing down on the longevity of pilots. Most notably in the warehouse section, it's kind of built out. We're not enticing people to come here anymore. Amazon was a huge find for us, for Robbinsville. And we're the first, I think at the time, warehouse to Amazon to bring it into New Jersey. So, and again, they've given back to our schools through a lot of equipment donations and a number of things, and not just schools, but also a lot of organizations around town.
Mm-hmm.
More recently, we're focusing on the Route 130 corridor for additional revenue through building, more on the commercial side. And the short-term taxes are enticing these people to come. I know Chris has talked about, she's been on the zoning board since 1988. And back then, her goal was to bring business to Route 130, and not much has changed, right? So
Still looks the same.
now that we have Route 130 from Wawa south to North Gold in a redevelopment area, you can see there is commercial building coming. There is some pilots attached to some of those, and that's the reason that they're here. If you just focus on the short term for pilots, yes, it reduces the initial tax going to the schools, obviously. But you have to look at it as a long-term investment in our district. So that business wouldn't come here if we didn't offer a pilot. Again, we're focusing more on short-term pilots now. But in 5 years, you have to think about the sustainability of our district in the future, not just now. Yes, we have issues now. We know we have issues now. We're going to have issues for the next 2 years, right, until we get the high school debt paid off. That's short term. We need to deal with that now. But long term, we need to find sustainability, increase revenue for our district, and pilots is a mechanism to do that. And again, there's pros and cons to pilots. It's not a perfect scenario, but you have to think about the long-term investment that's going to be coming in, not just to the town, but also the district as well.
So can I just ask a question? The land,
Mm-hmm.
when it's built on, that value, it does not increase.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
So I just had a question. So just from the calculations clarity perspective, right now, the short-term pilots, the second year, when you say 20%, so you're from this specific scenario, you said the improved land, the tax would be 65, and unimproved or just the land is 13,000. So in the second year, you're getting 26,000. For the first year, you're just giving the relief on the first year. So just some of the calculations. So 26 plus 13, 39 is what you would get in the second year. But I think what you said, Mayor, is because of the businesses from the long-term perspective.
Yeah.
We have to. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, but it's still that first year relief. You're still getting that 13, but the second year you're getting the accumulated number of
Yeah,
the
it steps
taxes.
it up every
It
year.
steps it up.
Yep.
Do you, you want to address the snow?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment on the snow. I noticed driving around, and I had discussions with some of our officials with large snow, especially people not clearing sidewalks, and that was something that I asked our code officials to actually go out and we actually wrote fines for people not clearing sidewalks. We did a big social media push on that, reminding people. So if we get to the winter season again, we have people not clearing sidewalks. We will again continue with PSAs. Please contact our construction office, Roger Fort, our zoning or construction official. And he has the ability to actually go out, inspect, and if, depending on the code, is it 24 hours after the last flake, something like that?
24 hours after.
That's the time that you have to clear your sidewalk. You know, if we have 4 or 5 feet of snow, I'm going to tell you, we're going to be a little lenient on that. But if it's day 2, day 3, day 4, and there's no snow, again, we got to think of our kids who are going on sidewalks now more so than ever, unfortunately. We need to keep those sidewalks safe for them. So, again, you can call and Roger can go out and inspect and make a determination whether, there needs to be a fine or not.
That would be the same.
Also with grass too, if it gets too high.
You might have to take over the meeting.
Okay. Just to piggyback on that for the resident, is there not a meeting in Newtown with the mayor and a couple of council people in the fall coming up?
Newtown Boulevard is town center.
Oh, okay.
Center.
All right, okay.
But yes, there will be. I think it's going to be in October.
Regarding people not taking care of their weeds and all of that, you can still contact the construction office. Yes.
Yeah.
Or you could call as well.
Yeah, the number's on the website.
And then lastly, if I could jump back to pilot, Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but the pilots are state law, and how they're divided up is state law.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that the legislature is looking at pilots. It's a hot issue because it's affecting schools all over the state of New Jersey. Yeah. And when they change the state law, then it'll be changed. But there's an awful lot of conversation leaning in your direction, in the residents' direction to talk. So expect that sometime this year, next year.
And I do want to add that if there is a residential component that's going to yield school-age children, we are not offering pilots for those developments.
Do you want to touch base about the SROs?
Yes, as far as SROs, this year we increased our share of what we're paying for SROs. This year, I believe the ratio was, there's 3 SROs. 10 months out of the year, we split those costs. The other 2 months, we take 100% of those costs. The split this year was 1/3, 2/3. All right, and that we did increase our overall, I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but I remember in our budget presentation, the money that the township was spending.
We budgeted a revenue of $135,000.
Yeah. Yep. Which is an increase from the previous year. A decrease, I'm sorry, because we took on the additional expense.
And can I just say one thing? Kim Johnson mentioned about Windsor. We're aware of it, and we're going to have a meeting in September with the Historic Preservation Committee. And I volunteered to get back on the Historic Preservation Committee because when we're not up to code, we have to find out what's going on. So we are working on it, and we're happy with what you gave us, the different information that's online. It's like now we have it, and I think that we'll be working on it, and we'll be working with you and the rest, and Ellie and everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. Try to get through this. If not, you're jumping in.
Okay.
May I have a motion to introduce ordinance of the Township of Robbinsville in the County of Mercer, New Jersey, approving a tax agreement for payment in lieu of taxes with North Gold Group LLC with respect to Block 29, Lot 1-1.011. Just remember, this is an ordinance for introduction.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I have one thing. I read in the backup for this that without this pilot, this improvement will not happen?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Alicia, roll call.
Mr. Chopra?
Yes.
Ms. Diacchio?
Yes.
Mr. English?
Yes.
Mr. Patney?
Yes.
Ms. Blakely?
Yes.
Motion carried.
May I have a motion to introduce an ordinance of the Township of Robbinsville in the County of Mercer, New Jersey, amending bond ordinance 2026-02, finally adopted on February 12th, 2026 in its entirety.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Alicia, roll call?
Mr. Chopra?
Yes.
Ms. Diakio?
Yes.
Mr. English?
Yes.
Mr. Patney?
Yes.
Ms. Blakely?
Yes.
Motion carried.
That's a good improvement there. Okay.
If I lived on this street, could I vote?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. This being the time and place for a public hearing on an ordinance of the Township of Robbinsville, amending Chapter 2 of the Code of the Township of Robbinsville, entitled Administration of Government. I would like to open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to make comments, please step forward and state your name and address for the record. And this is on this public hearing. On seeing no one approach, may I have a motion to close this public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Alicia, roll call?
Mr. Chopra?
Yes.
Ms. Diakio?
Yes.
Mr. English?
Yes.
Mr. Patney?
Yes.
Ms. Blakely?
Yes.
Motion carried.
May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Alicia, roll call?
Mr. Chopra?
Yes.
Ms. Diakio?
Yes.
Mr. English?
Yes.
Mr. Patney?
Yes.
Ms. Blakely?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Are we pooling any resolutions?
Maybe just that,
I don't
just
think
to say
so.
that H is not, wasn't.
Oh, okay, we'll do that after. Okay, may I have a motion to approve resolutions A through K?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Do you want to mention about H?
Sure.
That's not part of,
Yep. Yeah. So H would be there was a property on North Gold Drive down towards the end of North Gold Drive. Nothing to do with the bond ordinance. I'm sorry, the pilot that we just introduced. The construction it was approved by the planning board. Construction was completed. They posted plan review escrows when they were going through the planning process. They post inspection escrows for the township engineer to go out and inspect the process. Since the CO has been issued, the project is done. We are just releasing their escrow funds back to them that were not expended.
okay, thank you. I also want to make a comment. If you notice on some of these resolutions, there are things purchased by our fire department, and our fire chief is here, and I just want to thank you for all you guys do to keep us safe. Okay, yep, Alicia, roll call, thank you.
Mr. Chopra?
Yes.
Ms. Diakio?
Yes.
Mr. English? Mr. Patney?
Yes.
Ms. Blakely?
Yes.
Motion carried.
May I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Alicia, roll call?
Mr. Chopra?
Yes.
Ms. Diakio? Yes. Mr. English?
Yes.
Mr. Patney?
Yes.
Ms. Blakely?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And I apologize for coughing a lot through this meeting, and with that, the meeting is adjourned.
Oh, wait a minute. Bill, happy anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Can I ask you a question?